Hey everyone, let's try to make some sense of what's going on. And we had a 10% rally yesterday when Trump backed down on the tariffs. Pretty crazy move. Now we're pulling it back a bit, which is to be expected. But things are generally bullish. We'll see what CPI does today. Like if we get a hot CPI, we might start dumping again. We'll see. But probably like it's hard to retrace the whole 10% day. Most likely we're going to get a lower high and continue going higher eventually. We'll see how we do that. I put back the election gap here, the yearly open. We have a open gap here, which we almost closed yesterday incredibly. And we have yearly AVWAP, top AVWAP, and the low AVWAP, but on a lower time frame and cleaned up some levels. So what is to know here is the level where we originated the move, which is around 500, 502. The low AVWAP, which will likely continue going up. Then the top ones, we have the trend line from the top, which looks kind of like this. And almost for sure, we're gonna fill the gap moving forward. If we get a breakout, I think we can see the election gap area retested again, but highly, highly uncertain. I don't know what to tell you. If we do a pullback, I would expect to do something like go back to 520-ish and bounce. Like this type of move is huge, but VIX is still super fucking high, and we can get a minus 4%, 5% day at this point and still be bullish. Like it matters what the last impulse is, and we had a 97% U-vol day yesterday. After I count it as a 1990 reversal because if we go to advanced decliners, which is here, and switch to logarithmic or where logarithmic, basically we had this 90 plus downvolt day here, so only 3% of stock were advancers. Then we opened low, went back a bit. Then we opened here at like over 9 advancers, and we went all the way here. So this is a honorific 90 devol day, even though we didn't close 90, but we went from 90 plus intraday to almost 90 down intraday. And because we reversed from this into this crazy shit, we I count it as a 90 reversal, which is extremely bullish, or generally should be thought of as bullish. Now, going back to SPY, uh, like we can do this, which is minus 5% and still be bullish. And eventually, I think we will fill the gap here. So we're going down, maybe do this, maybe do this. And if it happens over multiple days, that's even better because we don't have the potential for a 90 devol impulsive bad move. And we should potentially go here, could do a breakout and go to the election gap. In this ideally we do this slower than faster, but VIX is still at 35, and we should expect like 3-4% moves on a daily basis because of that. And eventually do this. Maybe we do a pullback and retest the lows later on in May, maybe even in June. But something like this is plausible. The minimum should be this gap fill here, which is also trend line, which is also the combo of the AVWAPs. So let me actually redraw this, put this as a top. So the most likely outcome is this, in which we go here, we go sideways for a while around this level, and eventually pull back again and maybe retest this 500 area, which I think this is a trend line, would be a trend line. Yeah, something like this. Uh, Regarding tariffs, things are still pretty bad. So market should not be strong enough to break out. Maybe it does this, but it could also do this, obviously, and all go all the way down to 450 as initially thought. So something like this, I think, is the best case, the base case right now. Uh, Lots of uncertainty. The tariff situation has not really changed that much, like 100, 125%, 125% on China, which is the US's largest trade partner, will make trade go down to zero. A huge amount of businesses will close in the US. A huge amount of businesses will close in China. China is more likely to help their economy. The US is unlikely to help their economy because Republicans are in power. So if someone will take a huge hit here, is more likely that it's going to be the US. But if uh, Trump backs down on China as well, I think we have the potential to see this uh, as well. Like if we if we go from 125% to even something like 2030, the market will like it, even though 25%, 30% is still a huge tariff on China and will cause a recession. But think of the stock market as a amplifier of economic moves. So if the market would have stayed low and even gone lower, we would have been in a recession by June. Now that this has been alleviated and potentially we go back towards the highs, it can be a while before that kicks in because if stocks stay up, it will alleviate some of the pressure from potential recession. And the recession will be softer, it will come later, maybe September, Q3, something like that, it will happen. But tariffs will cause a recession even in this lower state. Plus, we only have a 90-day breathing room. What happens after those 90 days? We'll see how it plays out. Then on the bond side, mm, I don't think this was the top, or if it was the top, it will get retested, something like this. Uh, a big thing will be the CPI print today. If the CPI print is hot, expect bonds to explode up again. Uh, if there were expectation that the Fed will be cutting, if stocks go back up, it seems highly unlikely they will do that. But if we had another leg down, I think we would have gotten emergency cuts or something like that. If we go to 450, 440, something like that. So this is kind of my take. Again, lots of uncertainty. Uh, Target is this, the baseline. If we get China tariff alleviation, we can go higher, potentially as high as the yearly open here. But we'll see when that comes, and if that comes, I cannot. I don't like this whole scenario because I don't like headline markets. I prefer more stable ones, more technically driven markets or flow driven markets. Uh, Having to do plays around potential Trump tweets is a nightmare. But it is what it is. Have to adapt to it. So kind of this is the scenario where we get the China back down as well. This is the base one where we don't get the China back down. So we go and fill this gap. Combo AV up resistance, combo trendline resistance, then potentially go back all the way to 500 post OPEX, and we have this consolidation range here in which the market should stay for a while between 500 and 530, 540 before eventually deciding where it goes, either lower or higher based on what's happening. Hope it helps. Have a good one. Bye bye.